Raoni Barcelos and Victor Henry in the bantamweight division. Victor Henry, surprisingly has more experience than Raoni Barcelos. I mean, it's absolutely insane the amount of experience this guy has outside of the UFC. And one other thing, let's look at the age. 34 years, 7 months, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and 3 days. They're literally born 3 days apart from each other, and finally they will face each other 34 years later in a UFC fight in the bantamweight division. Absolutely insane. I just thought, why not look at that? But if you look right here, Victor Henry is honestly not the worst opponent. I mean, second round submission win on Albert Morales on a, I believe, 7-fight win streak right there, one of which against Kyler Phillips by split decision. That is the main reason he is going to be fighting inside the UFC, because he's beaten UFC fighters. He's beaten Anderson Dos Santos, who's inside the UFC as well right now. So he's definitely worthy of being inside the UFC. Another guy I really want to see fight in the UFC is Denis Lavrentiev, because he did beat Victor Henry. He's 12-2, only losing to Victor Henry and then one other guy. So this guy as well, I believe, should be fighting in the UFC in the near future. But right now we're talking about Victor Henry. The one thing I gotta say, it is so hard to find film on Victor Henry. It spent, I don't know, 45 minutes just to find the film on Victor Henry. Then I had to watch the film, then I had to compare it to Raoni and make my prediction. But it was very, very hard and a very, very big struggle for me to find the film on Victor Henry. You would think of, for a guy that has 21 wins and 5 losses, he would have a lot of film, but not really. He has the same height as Raoni Barcelos. I'm assuming he is about the same reach from the look of the film that I have watched, maybe a little bit longer than Raoni Barcelos. But overall, I mean, from the stuff I've seen of Victor Henry, he's nowhere near the caliber of fighter of Raoni Barcelos. Raoni's speed is going to be way better than Raoni's power is going to be a lot better. I don't know how many knockouts he does have in his career. A lot of the wins are submission wins, 6 knockout wins. I don't see many in his recent MMA career. His last knockout win was against Masanori Kanakanara, however you say that name right there. But overall, if he's going to win the fight, if Victor Henry somehow is going to go out there and win this fight, it's going to be a submission. If Raoni Barcelos goes out there and for some reason goes for a takedown and then gets caught with a triangle, that would be the main way I see Victor Henry winning, would be a submission from the bottom position by triangle, by guillotine, by something like that, and getting a second or third round submission on Raoni Barcelos. But Raoni, we know, also has very good wrestling and grappling. His only loss is a rear naked choke submission loss back in 2014, and the other one was a decision on Timur Valiev. But he's shown amazing striking in the UFC. I don't think that Victor Henry is gonna beat him on the feet by any means. He doesn't have the takedown defense or the wrestling to go out there and take down Raoni Barcelos. So overall, it is going to be a striking fight, and for a guy like Raoni Barcelos to go out there, put on a clinic on Khalid Taha, get a unanimous decision on Saeed Nurmagomedov right there, that's absolutely insane. Also beating guys like Chris Gutierrez, Kurt Holloway, Dan Moret, Bobby Maffet, all of these guys. The striking is absolutely unbelievable. Really good boxing, solid leg kicks and body kicks. It's going to be a striking clinic yet again. And not to mention that Victor Henry is taking the fight on short notice as well. The original fight was Trevin Jones and Raoni Barcelos. So all of those things considered, grappling and wrestling, that is the main way that Victor Henry is going to win. But for that to happen, he needs to land a takedown, and I don't see that happening. So Raoni Barcelos by a decision right there. 30-27 on all judges' scorecards. Really good fight in the bantamweight division.